Hey everybody, so this is a follow-up video to the Revit to IFC to KNIME video. So in that one I tried to, with IFC, see if I could get the model health dashboard title block. So that's a sheet, so it's a title block added to a sheet. I wanted to see if in IFC if I could get that data. So I'm trying in Access. Looks like I'm kind of getting the same thing. So using the ODBC exporter from Revit, exporting it to Access, and then seeing if that data is available, so then I can have rules in KNIME that check for it. But it looks like that data isn't available. And if you haven't messed with the ODBC stuff before, I have a video from a while back. So it's this one. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, so it's this one right here. I'll put it in the description below if you want to watch it, but it just shows you how to export using the ODBC connector in Revit, and then pulling that data into Access and then into Power BI. So even though I haven't figured out how to get the model health dashboard data, I thought the sheet information was available. I don't usually mess with Access, but I do mess with SQL through Imaginate Clarity, where we can have the data exported to a SQL database. And I thought I remembered sheets being in there, but I don't know. And that's not a tool I have personally. Like on my computer, it's something I use at work, so I wasn't able to check, or at least I haven't checked this weekend. But it doesn't really matter, because in Access I couldn't see where the data was. Now, I could be looking at the wrong tables. I went through all of them. I didn't click on every single one, but I just read the names and tried to find any that might kind of be related to what I'm trying to get. So I think this is still worth talking about, because there's just so much information here, and I've been asked, is there a way to dump out all sorts of data? And there is a cool way. And the neat thing about Access, because you can, I think, dump this out to Excel as well. The neat thing about Access is this is a relational database. So, there's relationships between the different tables, and so it's connected in that way, which is kind of cool. So you don't get that functionality in Access or in Excel, but you do in this tool. So there's a lot of cool things you could potentially do with this. But anyways, in my last video, the KNIME one, I wanted to still show how to connect Access into KNIME, and then I'm still going to dig into the title block stuff, and then still come up with some ideas on quality checks that we could potentially do through IFC and through Access. But I'll show you how to connect this into KNIME real quick. And so that's pretty easy to do. All you have to do is search for the Access node. I can't remember if this is a third-party one. It looks like it might not be. I'm not 100% sure there. So I install a bunch of third-party applications, which is really easy to do. Just from the menu. If you go to menu, you can install extensions. So I don't know if this is by default. I'm not familiar enough to know right off the bat what's what, but I do know that's the Access one, and this one's pretty easy to use. All you got to do is adjust the settings, and you need to so put in the path to your file, which we actually need to select on the file. So I'm going to select on it. I don't know if it'll give us an error since I have it open, but we'll see in a second. So I'm just going to click OK, and then click play. We'll see. Okay. And then what's cool about this is Dynamo kind of has something like this as well. But if I don't know what the next node needs to be, you can just drag one out, drop it, and then it kind of gives you some potential ones to use. And so in this case, we'll do a DB selector. And if you saw in Access, I had this door table open, so we will actually just grab that one as well. So in settings, if we go over to select table, I'm going to just search for door. We can run that. I don't know if this shows an output. Like a lot of times in these nodes, it'll show an output down here. I'm not seeing one. I don't know if there's a setting that needs to change, but all you have to do is just grab the DB reader, and that one will actually report the table. So if we run it, we'll see a table similar to what we saw on the IFC reader. So we've got a nice formatted table, and then now what we can do is use the rule engine and potentially build rules in there to check for, and then from there maybe plot that information. And I mean, what's so cool about this is it's like endless. We could do so many different things. So I'd like to come up with some ideas. I just don't have any just yet, like related to design or like just cool unique things that we could report that could help us make better decisions. Or what would be really cool is like something that reports the data, and then you have another system in place that checks that data and then does actions based off of it. So if it's like, in this case, if it's missing that title block, then load it into the project overnight so that we don't have to deal with it tomorrow. We can just see the report of the automations that we're taking care of. So those are just some random ideas. I've also got some interesting ideas about kind of databases and dynamic like tool development that I've been thinking about, and I'd like to hear some thoughts on it, because it's like, I don't know, the more that these AI tools come out, the more that I think these kinds of workflows of like plugging in nodes or even developing software like line by line, I think is going to change. Like, it's going to be more adaptive and more driven by like natural language, and you could, you know, spit out a tool by just talking to another tool and then it integrating with the proper, you know, APIs and stuff. So anyways, that's just like a weird idea, but it just got me thinking while working through this. It's like, man, this reporting data thing has been around forever. There's got to be more to like how we build these type of systems, like to where they're dynamic and smart and can adapt to specific project needs whenever those needs come up. It could be as simple as replacing a BEP in a project folder and then adapting to that new BEP on the fly, rather than coming into a system like this and then building it out node by node or line by line if it's code. So I don't want to say that these tools aren't valuable. I think they are, and I think the process of building them are. It's just an idea, and I kind of want to start talking about it because I think it's cool, and I think it has some, some like there's something there. I think, and there's some cool tools I've been digging into that kind of bring that to light or allow you to explore those types of environments. So I'm going to be looking into more of those at some point. But anyways, I still wanted to show this, the Microsoft Access connection. I'll circle back whenever I get the data. I'm thinking about using PyRevit. I just got to wait for the PyRevit update. I've got to do some digging there to see if I can still get the tools I need or what I can do there. So anyways, that's all I've got for this one. Just wanted to get it out since I said I was going to this weekend. But yeah, that's all I've got. See you in the next one.